What's going on YouTube? ATLJDM here, and I'm with Jay, one of our customers. He just purchased the 1992 Suzuki Cappuccino.
How you guys doing?
He brought up the 1971 Nissan Skyline, and I'm going to do a video with him. He's going to kind of talk about it. So Jay, how did you get into the JDM scene, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, my father was in the Air Force, so I actually went to high school in Okinawa. And while we were driving around trying to check out the island and everything, a Skyline pulled up next to us, which obviously I had no clue what it was. It was 1977 when we moved there. And so we followed the guy in the gas station. He let me sit in it. He opened the hood, the trunk. We didn't speak Japanese. He didn't speak English. But
do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
He was very friendly and let us look at his car. Of course, we couldn't actually ask him what it was yet. I found out later on about the racing history and everything of it, and I just fell in love with him then, and I wanted one since I was 15. So.
And here it is, yeah. So how did you did you import this on your own?
I actually bought it in 2010. I found it online. I just did a search for Nissan Skyline 1971 for sale. This popped up. I just happened to have some inheritance money, which was the right amount.
All right.
So the rest is history. I had them ship it to me. The car was actually in California.
Okay.
And from an importer over there. So.
Okay. All right. So you've had it since 2010. Have you done anything other than the radio? I know you said, you know, when we were talking earlier.
The radio because the Japanese radios don't get our stations, and then I put the wheels and tires on it, and out of necessity I had to put a carburetor on it. But the carburetor isn't an exact fit because obviously you can't find an exact fit anymore on the car. So what I did was I ordered one, and I had to order a small K&N filter to go on it. I still have the original carburetor and the original air cleaner and everything, so I have all the original stuff, even the wheels and tires for it.
Okay.
So,
and I mean, and also one thing I wanted to ask you too. Speaking of original, you know, it's got the original steering wheel, which is gigantic.
Yes.
The original mirrors, which you said are pretty much useless when you're going reverse.
For driving is okay. Going backwards is not.
And look at this. You didn't show me this a second ago. Wow.
But I still have the other air cleaner is blue and runs across here, and then it has a little heat pickup right here. The choke doesn't fit. Some of the linkage actually doesn't fit because this is for a Datsun 510, which the carburetor would be on this side on a 510, so naturally linkage doesn't line up and everything.
Okay.
But we made it work. It works properly. It actually runs better than it did before, obviously, because why would I change the carb if it did?
Yeah, I agree. And then you were saying something else about how this Skyline emblem is on the back, and
the short nose Skylines. This is the way to tell short or long nose and short nose Skylines if you can't tell by looking at the hood, because if you don't have a comparison, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
But if you run up on a Skyline and the emblem's in the back, it's a short nose. If you run into one, and all the long nose ones, GTRs and such, have Skyline GT or Skyline here, and they have a GT badge. But
okay.
That obviously that won't fit in that small of an area.
Yeah.
So they move it to the back.
Okay. Little history that I didn't even know about until you'd mentioned something about it.
Yeah, if you pull up old Skyline commercials.
Atl Skyline GTX 同時に1500ハードトップも登場
You'll notice that in the commercials. So I wondered why my emblem was on the back, and then I found that out.
And then you said it's a 4-speed.
Yeah.
Manual transmission. You said it's got how many kilometers?
It says 34,000 and some change.
Let's see what we got. Where's it at? Okay, 34,179. All right. Old school interior. And yeah, the interior is in really good condition. You know, just aside from, you know,
the driver's seat.
Yeah, just those two. I mean, the headliner's in good condition, the back seat's in good condition. I mean, 19. Yeah, I know, right? I was just about to say that it's got a cup holder,
which is very uncommon for Japanese cars in general.
Yeah, people
Especially of this age.
people always make fun of me because they're like, "Oh my God, this guy's looking at a 25-year-old car. He's excited about a freaking cup holder." I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, they don't come in these cars, you know? Like, it's funny when you do see them.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, well, is there anything else you want to add before we take it out for a spin?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, man. Well, again, you know, thanks for bringing it out and letting us check it out. Thanks for letting me put you on YouTube. Hopefully, you'll make me famous. But it's a beautiful ride, and yeah, let's go take it for a spin. All right, what's going on, YouTube? I'm here with Jay inside the Skyline, and we're gonna take it out for a spin. So we got the Mini-Me Matchbox Skyline inside the Skyline. That's pretty cool.
Here's the big lie about the cup holder.
Big lie about the cup holder.
It won't stay.
Oh,
you know, if
man.
you're driving along because
Yeah.
it's not built up right there.
Got me all excited for nothing.
Well, it works for a coffee mug, which I'm sure is what
Yeah.
I did it for.
Oh yeah, or tea.
Or tea. It's a powerhouse.
Yeah. What's this red line at?
I don't know. There's no tag.
Oh, there's no tag.
And red line's at 11 o'clock.
That's funny. So, I mean, it's a pretty spacious car too, man, compared to a lot of the other smaller cars that we're used to getting. I've actually got, you know, some breathing room over here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad. You know, this was considered a mid-sized car. Well, even today it would be mid-sized in Japan. But certainly for then it was, you know, because the mini cars or the K cars were even smaller than they are now. My dad had a 360 Honda when we were over there.
Yep.
And that thing was genuinely tiny.
Yeah, because from, I think, 64 to 79, it was 360 cc's.
Yeah, that's what this was.
Then 80 to 89 or 90, it was 550, and now it's 660.
Yeah.
So how many miles per gallon do you usually get in this thing?
I've checked it. It gets 28. I've actually taken it on a trip.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have an overdrive, it's revving pretty high, so you actually have to drive it pretty slow in the slow lane.
Okay.
But I actually took it to Mississippi and drove 60 miles an hour, 65 or 100 to 110 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
And because I didn't want to run 70 plus. But yeah, it got 28, so not bad. But it just was mechanically kind of sounded harsh on it.
No, I understand, but 28 miles isn't bad. You know, does this say premium or are you still unleaded?
No, just regular gas.
Just regular gas, okay.
I mean, currently I put the non-ethanol fuel.
Non-ethanol, yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, because, you know, ethanol fuel does bad things, which is why the carburetor's been changed.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Which, I was a UPS driver, so I back by mirrors.
Yeah.
So this car especially bothers me for that reason. But then again, those are the original mirrors, so we want to leave those on there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got to keep it all original, and this is probably the only thing you've done to it, really, aftermarket-wise, is just the radio.
Yeah.
And that's only because AM to 900 here, there's gonna be nothing. So.
Yeah, they don't listen to AM anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, the wheels and tires were changed to give it more of a look of a, you know, a sportier looking Skyline, and then the carburetor obviously was changed because the ethanol decided to go ahead and choke it. So.
Yeah. Well, and you also said that you had a GTR also, correct?
Now I had a Mazda Savana.
Savana, okay, yeah.
GT in Japan when I was in high school, and I got in a race with a GTR off base one day. And he pulled up in front of me, then he drove across the front. He slowed down, drove across the back, and then he took off. So I decided, okay, I need one of those.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't get a GTR because I can't afford one.
Yeah, those are a bit pricier.
So it's a lot cheaper. You still get swarms of people, you know, everywhere you go in it, though. I mean, people are taking their cameras out, taking pictures, asking all kinds of questions, and all that. So in spite of it not being a GTR, it draws a lot of attention.
Yeah, you still feel like a celebrity because it still is different.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I've seen so many Skylines and Supras now that I actually would much rather see like a vintage Skyline. Like when you pulled up in this, I was just really excited because, you know, it's not the white bread that I'm used to seeing at all these car shows. It's something that, you know, I mean, it's the roots to where that car came from. So
yeah, I actually had an R32 first. I may have had it a little early, which is the reason I don't have it now. I got this one because it was a legal car already, and no, I can't see. I got this one just because it was legal, but the first one I had, so I've had an R32, so they're pretty neat cars. They drive good, they handle good. It probably was one of my favorite cars I've ever had. But the thing about it is, I had teenagers driving. I had a car that wasn't supposed to be here, so
Yeah.
oops. So come on, car. Sorry, I don't drive this thing a lot. The clutch sometimes goes, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey man, it's an older car, so.
Yeah, and it's got a carburetor, so I mean.
Yeah.
And you know, regular point ignition and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't run as cleanly as, you know, a fuel injected car, but I mean, it doesn't run bad. It's not sputtering and popping and
Oh yeah, no.
all that kind of stuff. You just got to get the clutch right and coming off the corner.
Exactly. You gotta have that magic touch.
She's got the magic touch.
But since I bought the Cappuccino, this is for sale.
Yeah. Trading in one toy for another one.
Yeah.
That one will definitely be a little more zippier than this one too.
Well, a little more comfortable and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just always wanted a Skyline, but you know, now I've had two of them. And I've had this one for 8 years, so it's time to move on to get something different. So.
Exactly. And you did make a good choice too, because I mean that Capo's the cleanest. I've seen a lot of Cappuccinos, and that hands down is the cleanest one. That probably the cleanest import I've ever driven or sat in. You know, I mean everything about it was just mechanically up to date. I mean, just ready to go.
Yeah,
you know,
clean under the hood and everything. I mean, it's freaking gorgeous.
Yep.
You know, I actually came out to test drive it, and I actually didn't think that I was going to like it because of the smaller motor.
Yep.
But it's got plenty of zip. It's got the right turbo noises and all, which I missed from the R32 that I had. Which obviously we don't have a blow-off valve and all that kind of stuff in here. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a little, you know, this is like an antique. You don't want to put any of that in here.
Oh yeah,
you know,
to put too much money into this to actually make it perform, you know, handling and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I would have to put 10 more grand in it just to do that.
Exactly.
Then I take away from the originality of the car, and I'm the hack that ruined a car that was original.
Exactly.
So.
No one wants to be that guy.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Well, we're pulling back in. Thank you so much for coming out and letting us check out your car, man. I think it's beautiful, and I'm sure you're gonna find someone to give it a good home, so then you can bring your Capo home.
Yeah, exactly.
And drive that thing around.
All right. Had a great time.
Thank you, man. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thank you so much.